As some of you may be wondering, culture affects how an individual perceives the world around them. As a definition, culture affects how individuals speak, live, and interact with others, as well as what individuals create. In addition, perception is how an individual sees the world. So, as a definition for cultural perception, it states that people gather information learned from their specific culture to inform themselves about the world. Around the world, there are many different gestures that are utilized to greet other people, and some of them may seem bizarre to some cultures, but to others, they may seem normal. For example, the classic greeting as a gesture in the American culture is either handshaking or hugging another person. However, in the French or Canadian culture, individuals both hug and kiss each other twice on the cheek, which may seem very bizarre for a person from America. As a whole, the thumbs up is a universal hand gesture that many countries use as a sign of approval, such as the UK and America. However, in Iran, Greece, Russia, Sardinia, and many parts of West Africa, the thumbs up is seen to be as rude as the middle finger, and it is not utilized in the same context as it is in Western countries. Overall, the directions up, down, left, and right are universal directions for many cultures. However, in some cultures, such as an Aboriginal community in Northern Australia, is more aware about their current location in space, and they use the words north, south, east, and west for directional purposes. To continue, the English language utilizes the word excited to explain how someone may feel when they are eager to do something or when they experience something new. A native English speaker may think that the word excited is directly translated into the French language as excité, but this is not the case because the word excité has a sensual denotation in the French language and does not mean the same thing in English. The white coat is utilized for both painters and doctors, and in an experiment, a person is given a white lab coat, and one is perceived as a doctor and one is perceived as a painter. In this experiment, if you wear a white coat that you believe belongs to a doctor, your ability to pay attention increases sharply. But if you wear the same white coat believing it belongs to a painter, you will show no such improvement. This thought process is formulated due to the fact that people believe that doctors are more successful than a painter is, and this is believed in many cultures due to the amount of work it takes to become a doctor. However, it may take more time and dedication and talent to be a successful painter. Many people believe that dogs and cats should be a part of the family and are in the home at all times. However, some cultures regard pets as a nuisance and are only allowed to come into the house when the weather is bad. Also, some cultures use animals regarded as pets to be cooked and eaten. In the Italian culture, many people yell at each other and are loud at family gatherings, and it is seen as a way of expressing themselves at an elevated level. However, many people think that yelling makes the situation worse and conveys a sense of anger, while other people are taught to deal with anger by managing or controlling it, or redirecting their emotions. Many individuals in Western civilization may have a specific religion that their family practices, such as Catechism, Judaism, Buddhism, atheism, etc., which is incorporated in their everyday life. Also, many people have the decision to pick what religion they practice, and it's not binding. However, the Islamic religion is binding and affects a Muslim's everyday life with how they practice their religion, what they wear, etc. They are part of the Arabic culture, which is very God-oriented. Many, not all, people in Western civilization use religion not as seriously and can be free to express what they please. People who are accustomed to listening to music in Western civilization, which is based on the system of notes organized in octaves, can usually perceive the similarity between notes that are the same but played in different registers, say high C and middle C, for example. In a study published in 2016 by Josh McDermott from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, he found that Westerners and Tismane people have different aesthetic reactions to chords or combination of notes. Tismane people are an indigenous people of lowland Bolivia. To Western ears, the combination of C and F sharp is very grating. but Tismain listeners rated this chord just as likable as other chords that Westerners would interpret as more pleasant, such as C and G. From the previous example, here is the note middle C. Here's the note high C. And from this example, here's the chord of C. Here's the chord of F sharp. And here's the chord of G. In his later findings, McDermott found that both Westerners and Tismain are drawn to musical rhythms composed of simple integer ratios, but the ratios they favor are different based on which rhythms are more common in the music they listen to. Many parts of the world have different ways of eating food, making food, and what food an individual and his or her family eats. Food culture is the connection, beliefs, and experience we have with food and our food system. It incorporates our cultural heritage and ethnicity, but is not limited to it. In American restaurants, the portion size and price are very much correlated. Americans tend to eat a lot of food and pay for what they are being served. However, in many European restaurants, such as French restaurants, they have small portion sizes and they pay an extravagant amount of money for what they are eating. Even in American cookbook recipes from The Joy of Cooking produce larger portions than French cookbook, Je sais cuisiner. Larger meat and soup portions and smaller vegetable portions were in the American cookbook than in the French.